With Abigail, I start with Abby, and I just give her a scoop of food in her bowl. At the same time, I give Phoenix and the other three roosters, Herman, Harvey, and Winchester, I give them a scoop of scratch and let them out of the pen so they can spend the day in the yard. And then in the evening feeder will bring them back into the pen with Abigail. Now, when Abigail finishes eating, she expects an apple. So I will leave apples in the barn. Just grab an apple. If it's got a label on it, just peel that off. I don't want her eating that. This one doesn't have one, so I don't have to worry about it. Sometimes she lays right in front of the gate, so just drop it in and she'll usually get up to get it. That'll move her away from the gate. And then I walk in. While she's occupied with the apple, I walk in and collect her bowl. That's empty. And then I lock the gate behind me, of course. And these three guys are welcome to stay outside during the day. Again, I want them up at night, just back in here in Abigail's pen to keep them safe. Okay, we're gonna get Greg and his crew ready. So we got 4 pigs in that area, so it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Excuse me, Herman. So get that ready. Get your scoop, because you're gonna need that, and then walk out with it. Okay, so I'm walking out. I've got my bucket. Now you'll notice that I've got some pasta mixed into the pellets. You won't have that. You're just going to have the pellets. So if you see that in anything that I'm feeding them, just know that you don't have to deal with that. It's just something I do, but I don't expect you guys to do it. So we walk out here. We got Greg and Ricky and Bella and Tabitha. Notice that I've got 4 troughs right here, right in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. So all you have to do is stand on this side of the fence. You don't even have to go in there. Just grab the scoop and start filling up the bowls. Now they're going to be all in the way, so you just got to work around them. Sorry, it's hard for me to do this and film at the same time. Here we go, guys. All right, a little bit more. There you go, Tabby. And then just top them off until you're out of food, till your bucket is empty. So as I mentioned before, you just leave the troughs in place so you don't have to collect the bowls anymore. So these guys over here, they've already had their big breakfast. Notice all the troughs are empty now. Sometimes they get a little muddy, but that's okay. Don't worry about cleaning them out unless they get super duper muddy, which I think you'll be okay. Right, Ricky? Randy and Penny each get their own bowl of food, just 1 scoop each, and you can drop it right over the fence right here. And when they finish eating, you can just pick it back over the fence. You don't actually have to go in there, of course, unless you need to replace the water. Now that Randy and Penny have finished, hopefully they haven't dragged the bowls out there like they do sometimes, but if they're right here, then you can just reach over the fence and grab them. And you might have to reach over a pig to do it. Excuse me, Randy, may I have that bowl? Thank you. And then you can take these 2 bowls back up to the feeding station. Okay, for these 5 guys here in this first section, I've got 5 troughs, 1, 2, 3, and then there's 2 more down this way. I've got them kind of spread out. There's 5. Now I'm going to walk over here and I'm going to fill up my bucket with 5 scoops of food. Then I'm going to walk back out there and I'm going to drop the food into the troughs from over the fence, so I don't actually have to go in there. Okay, now we're ready to feed these 5 guys here in the front. So I've got my bucket full of food with my scoop. Use that scoop, not the blue spoon. The scoop's easier So I'll start with this one, and it's just really simple. I just grab my scoop, fill it up with food, and the problem is they're going to be standing over it, so you got to kind of work around their noses, but just kind of drop some food into each one the best you can. And excuse me, Winchester. And then just go down the line. Just go down the line. And then I got 2 more. Right. There's one. And then the other one. There you go. And then just kind of top off the other ones that you've already done. Okay, now we're ready to feed Petey and all the pigs on that other side there. There's 7 pigs total. In the bucket I fill up actually 8 scoops, because Petey counts for 2 pigs at least. So what I do is I just walk over here. This is the easiest thing. They have their troughs too. So I just use this stool here, and I just step right over. I just step right over the fence, grab my bucket here, and then I walk over to all the troughs over here, and they'll just sit here and wait for you. Now Bobby will stand over there on the other side, so I've got a trough way down there for him. I don't know why he won't come up here, but these guys over here get their troughs full of food, and I put the food in just like I do with the other ones. Now one trick, if you need to replace the water in Petey's area, one way to distract him before you walk into the stall here, I just walk into this last stall here, be sure to latch it behind you, because pigs like to nudge and they'll come out, and you don't want to lose the pig. But to distract Petey, what I do is I'm going to leave a bunch of sweet potatoes. Just grab a sweet potato. You can either, if he's jumped up here on the stall, you can just put it in his mouth like that. Be sure not to put your hand in there. Or if he's standing out there, you can just throw him a sweet potato. But that occupies him for a little time. So then you can walk into the stall, latch it behind you, and then use the hose to fill up the water bowls. Usually, even if they're just a little cloudy, or they're not too bad, you can just top them off. If they get extremely muddy, then you'll want to actually wash them out a little bit and replace the water altogether. Okay, and one more thing, the water, you can, to turn it on, you just lift that up, and when you're finished with it, if you can just push it back down, because it does leak in various places with all the hoses that I have pushed together, so just try to remember to push that back down when you're finished with the water. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of your help. You have no idea how much it means to me. I hope this process makes things a little bit easier. I am really trying to avoid you having to get in the stalls with the pigs. They'll slip past you sometimes through the door. Petey, he gets so excited about food, and he's almost 400 pounds. He'll slam you against the wall if you're not careful. So the system of just going in and out with bowls is just not really working anymore. So I hope the troughs work well for you. It's peace of mind. You don't have to actually get in the stalls with the pigs. It works really well for me. And you only have 3 bowls to collect now. Yay! So I hope it works out great. Let me know how you do. And if you have any questions at all, please reach out. You know where I am. I'm just a text away. All right, bye.